fish and chips were delicious, and after a general stroll round the center of Chipping Norton, Evans decided to return to the hotel and have an early night. A smart new hat concealed the wreckage of his closely cropped hair, and he kept it on as he walked up to the reception desk of the Golden Lion. It would take a good while for his hair to regain its former glorious. But what the hell did that matter? He was out again, wasn't he? A bit of bad luck that when Jackson had pinched his scissors, for it had meant a long and tricky operation with his razor's blade the previous night. But he had good luck. Just think, if Jackson had made him take his bobble hat off, phew, that really had been a close call. Still, old Jackson was not such a bad fellow. One of the worst things funny really had been the bad. He would always been allergic to sticking plaster, and even now his chin was irritatingly sore and red. The receptionist was not the same girl who had booked him in, but the changes was definitely for the better. As he collected his key, he gave her his best smile, told her he wouldn't be bothering with breakfast, ordered the Daily Express, and asked for an early morning call at 6:45 a.m. Tomorrow was going to be another busy day. He whistled softly to himself as he walked up the board stairs. He would sort of like the idea of being dressed up as a minister, dog collar and everything. Yes, it had been a jolly good idea for McClary to wear two black fronts, two collars, but that top collar, it had kept on slipping off the back strap, and there would be that one panicky moment when McClary had only just got his hand up to his neck at time to stop the collar springing apart before Stephens. They have got that little problem worked out all right, though. A pen stuck in mouth whenever the evil eye had appeared to the peephole, easy, but all that fitting about under the blanket with the black front and the stud at the back of the collar. That had been far more difficult than they had ever bargained for. Everything else had gone beautifully smoothly, though. In the car, he had found everything they had promised him: soap and water, clothes, the map. Yes, the map, of course, the Ordnance Survey map of Oxfordshire. He had got some good friends, some very, very clever friends. Christ, He unlocked his bedroom door and closed it quietly behind him, and then stood frozen to the spot, like a man who has just caught a glimpse of the Gorgon. Now Evans came out of the jail. He escaped, we know that. And he reached in Chirpington town, okay. That is his plan, everything laid plan only, that according to the plan only he is moving now. So he reached near Chirpington town. He ate fish, food and all, very delicious food he enjoyed after a long time because he was in the prison. Now he got that delicious food, he enjoyed his food. And after that, he came out of the hotel and started thinking about his plan. He was quite impressive about himself, okay, how he arranged everything and all. So he was quite impressive. And then he started thinking about the plan. Here you will be getting 2 or 3 secrets, okay, listen carefully. He just starts thinking about his hair first. I told you in the beginning, Jackson hated his hair because Evans had a long hair. Every time Jackson hated his hair like that way in the beginning I explained, okay. At the same time, the invigilator who came in, that person had a neat crop hair. So, while escaping, Evans also must keep the hair like McClary. Then only he can act, okay. For that, he must manage his hair in a proper way. For that purpose, he kept a scissor. But Jackson, in the previous night, he came and took out the scissor, okay. So he was unable to crop his hair and all. That's why with that razor, he was able to manage his hair like McClary. That is the first plan. Because both the person should look like same. Then only their plan will work out. You people know that, understood. The person who's go outside is also looking like McClary. The person who stayed inside the jail also looks like McClary. So they both should get the appearance same, understood. That's why first thing Evans did, he cropped his hair with the razor. And that time also Jackson asked him to take out the dirty hat, understood. But what Evans said, this is my lucky charm, this will bring today's luck, like, okay. So that was the late plan only. He cropped his hair and then he kept the hat and hide it, okay. That's why Jackson was not able to find it. But now Evans thought like this, if Jackson asked forcefully to remove the hat, what would happen? All the plan would gone, understood. So now Jackson is not that much bad fellow like that Evans thought. Okay, why? That's why he did not force him to remove it. So the plan is worked well. Like that, Evans thought. Now he just went to the hotel where his friends booked the room. Okay, with his the support of his friends only, he is able to escape. You will come to know. Okay, who are they? And then he reached the hotel where his friends booked the room. And in the reception, he just found a girl, but that girl is new. Okay, he doesn't know the girl. Before he used to come to that hotel and all, and receptionist. Now this is a new girl like. So Evans thought that is also good, only new girl. Okay, she would never come to know about me like that. He just thought and went near to the girl and asked to get the key of his room. And the girl just smiled and gave the key. Okay, she just smiled and gave the key. So Evans took the key and just whistled and started thinking about other plans and all. Okay, how he was able to manage the coat, false beard, spectacles and everything. Understood? So now you just listen. The person invigilator came inside. No, that time he wore two coats, one over another. Understood? So two coats. That's why only when the invigilator went out, Stephen felt that McClary became slimmer soon. Like, understood? So why? Because he removed one coat and given to Evans. Understood? That's why. So McClary, the invigilator, the duplicate McClary came to the jail. That time he wore two coats, one over another. Understood? And he just came and sit there. For changing this cloth only, Evans took that blanket. Understood? He just wrapped the blanket on the shoulder and kept the pen between the lips. Whenever Stephen looks inside, he kept the pen between the lips. Because two hands are free, he wants to change the dress. Under the table, all the exchanges happen and McClary removed. See, in the beginning, McClary kept one hand on his back. Okay. Why? Because these two cords, it's slipping, the collar slipping. You know that if you wear two jackets, it's always slips. Okay, you know that. So it was just slipping. That's why to avoid such thing only, McClary kept his hand there. Okay, at the back to cover up. But when Evans got the blanket under the table, the exchange happened. McClary removed one coat and gave to Evans. And Evans, with the help of the blanket, he was able to wear the long coat. And with his friend's help, he got the artificial beard and he stick that beard. And still he is just allergic towards the stickers. Okay, when he just pasted that artificial beard on his face, still it itches. Okay, because he has allergy towards the artificial stickers. But no other way, McClary has that beard. That's why he also kept that beard. And spectacle also McClary only had given. So everything his friends arranged. Okay, all the laid plan, it worked very well. Now you people got that how he got the coat, artificial beard and all. Understood? The duplicate invigilator himself he wore and gave everything. Understood? That's why while going he became slimmer. Okay, now he just impressed about his plan and he just himself called as clever Evans. Okay, and he went near to his room and put the key, opened the room and went inside and closed the door. Okay, he went inside and closed the door and turns towards the bed. And Evans became frozen. Somebody was sitting like a gorgon, like a monster. A person was sitting inside the room on the bed. Okay, who was he? Sitting on a narrow bed was the very last man in the world that Evans had expected or wanted to see. It's not worth trying anything, said the governor quietly as Evans' eyes darted desperately around the room. I have got men all around the place. Well, there were only two really, but Evans didn't know that. He let the words sink in. Woman too. Didn't you think the blonde girl in reception was rather sweet? Evans was visibly shaken. He sat down slowly in the only chair the small room could offer and held his head between his hands. For several minutes, there was utter silence. Finally, he spoke. It was the bloody correction slip. I suppose. Well, the governor failed to mask the deep satisfaction in his voice. There are a few people who know a little German. Slowly, very slowly, Evans relaxed. He was beaten and he knew it. He sat up at last and managed to smile ruefully. you know it wasn't really a mistake. You see, we are being able to fix up any hotel, but we could have worked that some other way. No, the really important thing was for the phone to ring just before the exam finished, to get everyone out of the way for a couple of minutes, so we had to know exactly when the exam started, didn't we? And like a fool, I presented you with that little piece of information on a plate. Well, somebody did. So, you see, sir, that correction slip killed two little birds with a single stone, didn't it? The name of the hotel for me and the exact time of the examination started for. The governor nodded. It's a pretty common word. Good job. It's a pretty common, sir, or I'd never have known where to come to, would I? Nice name though, some Golden and Logan. How did you know which golden line it was there? Hundreds of them. Same as you, Evans, index number 313, center number 271. Remember, 6 figures. And if you take an ordnance survey map of for Oxfordshire, you find that the 6-figure reference 313/271 lands you well in the middle of Chippington Norton. Yeah, you are right, huh? But often you run off to Newbury. We did. Well, that's something, I suppose. That question paper, Evans, could you really understand all that German? I could hardly. No, of course, I couldn't. I knew roughly what it was all about, but we just opened it through a few spanners in the works. You know, sort of muddle everybody a bit. The governor stood up. Tell me one thing before we go. How on earth did you get all that blood to pour over your head? Ivan suddenly looked a little happier. Clever, sir, very clever. That was how to get a couple of pins of blood into a cell, when there's none there to start off with, and when the invigilator, shall we see, gets searched before he comes in. Yes, sir, you can well ask about that, and I don't know if I ought to tell you. After all, I might want to use that particular. Anything to do with a little rubbering for piles, perhaps? Evans grinned feebly. Clever though, wasn't it? Must have been a tricky job sticking a couple of pins. Now, you have got it wrong, sir. No problem about that. No, it's clotting. You see, that's the big trouble. We got the blood easy enough. Pig's blood. It was from the slaughter's house in Kingleton. But to stop its clotting, you have got to mix your actual blood. Evans took a breath with one tear of its own volume of 3.8% trisodium citrate. Didn't know that, did you, sir? The governor shook his head in a token of reluctant admiration. We learn something new every day. They tell me, come on, my lad. Evans made no show of resistance, and side by side, the two men walked slowly down the stairs. Who was he? Yes, of course, it was our governor. Because he decoded the words from the question paper, and exactly he just reached the place just before Evans. Understood? And he proved himself that he is really clever. Understood? But for Evans did not want to see that face at all. The last person he wants to see in the world is the governor. He did not want to see his face at all, like that way he felt. But it is really ill luck for him. The governor reached before him, that to the same room, okay? And Evans just stood and frozen, and that time governor replaced that. Evans should not try to escape, because everywhere police officers are there, okay? Police around the hotel, police is there, okay? So you cannot escape, like he asked. And not only that, haven't you seen that girl in the reception? She is also my girl only, okay? Like the governor says. Actually, not much police officers there. He just simply lied. Understood? At the same time, the receptionist belongs to my girl, like that the governor says. Now, Evans is totally beaten. He knows that he could not escape from there. So, there is a small chair in the corner of the room. He just sat there. And that time, the governor asked that, Evans, okay, now you are totally beaten up, like governor says. So, Evans replied that, yes sir, I know that. I kept that question paper there, and you came to know the details, right? Like he asked. So, governor says, yes, you forgot that some person, they know German language. Means our governor knows German, that's why only he was able to decode the things, understood? So, you forgot about it. Some person knows German, okay? And I know little German, that's why it takes me to here, like governor replies. And now, Governor wants to know the details of his plan, okay, the laid plan, how he was able to do and all. So governor asked that, how do you get this all information about the hotel and all? How you come to this hotel? Like he asked. So now Evans started speaking. Okay, he says that, sir, I killed with one stone. I killed two birds. Okay, it's a proverb. You know that stone killed two birds. A stone killed two birds means it's a proverb. You know that, sir. You know that just before finishing our examination, a call came from the board of examination. That phone call killed two birds, means that I got two information through the phone call. Okay, do you remember that? The assistant secretary asked you when the examination started, because they want to know the correct time of finishing examination. Understood? That's why they asked 3 hours examination. You people know that. So the starting time, if we know, sure we'll be able to calculate the finishing time also. That's why only assistant secretary asked you the starting time of examination, and you yourself, governor, you provided that information when exam started. Okay, and after that they have given me the correction slip. Do you remember? Golden N. Not golden, that correction slip given, no? From that only I came to know the name of my hotel, because all other plans we did before, okay, how and all you will come to know who made the plan and all, okay. So all the plan we just made before. At the same time there was a confusion to find the hotel finally where I have to go. That was the confusion. Only that confusion only solved through the correction slip. Clear? So governor realized now, and then governor says that, I am a fool, I only presented all the details in a plate before you. Okay, like that the governor says, because governor only gave the reply when exam started, and governor only handed that correction slip to Evans. Okay, because of that only Evans would be able to come to this hotel. So governor came to know. And that was that plan. Okay, many secrets now revealed. Now governor asked that, okay Evans, now tell me one thing before we go to jail. I want to know that how you were able to manage this much blood, because when Stephen looked through that hole after sending McClare off, he just came back and saw that time the man was bleeding like anything. I told you how you were able to manage all this blood like that. Evans just laughed, okay, and he said that, sir, that's a very good plan. If I just tell this, next time I want to try means you will come to know the secret, okay, like that he says. Means that again he is just making some other plan. If you go to jail, you want to escape, so he is not ready to reveal that first, okay. But governor asked that, you just tell me how you were able to manage, like, and that time Evans said that, that's a clever plan only, sir, you know. Actually, McClare, the duplicate McClare came for invigilation. Before coming to the jail, he went to the slaughter's house. Slaughter's means butcher's house, and he asked the butcher to give some pig's blood. Okay, pig's blood, and he collected the pig's blood. And after that, you know that pig's blood or whoever the animal is, if we keep sometimes the blood, it just starts clotting. Okay, to avoid clotting, what we did, you know, we mixed the real blood. Okay, some human being's blood also mixed with the pig's blood, and not only that, sodium tricitrate also we added with this. Okay, so these three things together we mixed, and the duplicate McClare kept this blood in the rubber ring. Do you think that the rubber ring will do something for the hemorrhoids? Nothing, sir. Sure, of course. When Jackson asked such question, McClare says that I used to keep this rubber ring, and on top of it only I used to sit for a long time because I have hemorrhoid, like that he replied. So governor, do you think that will the rubber ring do something for hemorrhoid? Never. Sure, okay, you know that. So he mixed all this before coming to the jail and kept this blood inside that rubber ring, okay, and he brought it to the cell. So I was able to pour it on my head and acted like I got a hard hit. Understood? So do you think that I am clever? Yes, really it's a clever laid plan like that. Who says? Evans says. Now governor asked that, okay, everything is over. Now your play has finished. Game over. Now come with me, like he called. So Evans, without any objection, he started moving along with the governor side by side. They just started going downstairs. Understood? Before going downstairs, Evans asked a question to the governor. Governor, Chippington is a big place and a lot of Golden Lion Hotel is here. And how exactly you come to my own hotel, like that Evans asked. So Governor said that also a smart work only, Evans, because from your code I just decoded it. Okay, what is it? Your index number 313 and the sender number 217. So I came to know that when I decoded it 313 bar 217. Okay, and I took the map. Okay, and located the hotel, and I came to know that this is the exact Golden Lion Hotel you are coming to. Okay, that's why I came here before you. That was the reply given by the governor. Now both of them started going downstairs side by side. Tell me, Evans, how do you manage to plan all this business? You have had no visitors. I have seen to that. You have had no letters. I have got lots of friends though. What's that supposed to mean? My German teacher for a start, you mean? But he was from the technical college? Was he? Evans was almost enjoying it all now. Ever check upon him, sir? Good almighty, there's far more going on than I. Always will be, sir. Everything ready, asked the governor as they stood by the reception desk. The van's out the front, sir, said the pretty blonde receptionist. Evans winked at her and she winked back at him. It almost made his day. A silent prison officer handcuffed the recaptured Evans and together the two men clambered awkwardly into the back seat of the prison van. See you soon, Evans. It was almost as if the governor was saying farewell to an old friend after a cocktail party. Cheerio, sir. I was just wondering. I know your German's pretty good, sir, but do you know any more of these modern languages? Not very well. Why? Ivan settled himself comfortably on the back seat and grinned happily. Nothing really. I just happened to notice that you have got some all-over Italian classes coming up next September. That's all. Perhaps you won't be with us next September, Evans. James Frederick Evans appeared to ponder the governor's word deeply. No, perhaps I won't, he said. As the prison van turned right from Chippington Norton onto the Oxford Road, the hitherto silent prison officer unlocked the handcuffs and leaned forward towards the driver. For Christ's sake, get a move on. It won't take them long to find out. Where do you suggest we make for? Asked the driver in a broad Scotch accent. What about Newbury? Suggested Evans. Now, side by side, they just started moving downstairs. While going, Governor asked Evans that, okay, Evans, tell me how you would be able to manage all these plans. I have never seen a visitor come to you or a phone call, okay? You were just kept in a single cell. But how would you be able to manage all these plans? Who helped you? That is the real thing we also want to know, right? Yes, here Evans just laughed, okay? Because he started enjoying his plan now and he laughed and says that my German teacher is the start. Means that you have appointed a teacher for me for learning classes, German classes, evening classes, okay? So he is the start. He only helped me in the beginning onwards. Okay, from the beginning onwards, he only helped me, like Evans says. So governor says that no, that German teacher is from technical college. Okay, he is a government official. We appointed a technical college teacher as your German teacher. How comes? Like he asked. Okay. So Evans laughed again and he enjoyed the plan and he says that, did you check it? Okay, are you sure that you appointed a technical school teacher? When the teacher comes in, did you ask him about his identity card or something else? Nothing, okay. This means that he is my friend only, not from technical college. He says so. So, Governor, I have a lot of friends outside. They all together, they helped me one by one. Okay. So, that German teacher is only a start and other friends outside, they made all this plan and through the teacher only, I just get to know all the plans like he says. Okay. So, now Governor agrees that what I thought, more than that, beyond that, the things are going like the Governor agrees. And Evans also says, sometimes, sir, it's like that only, okay? What you just think, beyond that, the things are like. Evans also agreed. Now, they reached downstairs. Governor went near to the reception. And that time, Governor asked the receptionist that whether the van is ready or not. So, the girl said that yes, the van will come now. And the van reached there. A police officer came out of the van and he came near to Evans and handcuffed Evans. Okay. Means the clever Evans is going back to the jail again. So the officer, silent prison officer, from the van, an officer came out and he did not speak anything. He is very silent and he came and handcuffed Evans. Okay, and Evans starts moving. Before going, he looked at the receptionist, and that time receptionist just winked her eyes. Means he just blinked her eyes, and Evans also winked back. Okay, he also did so. He also blinked his eyes towards her. Okay, and then now Evans went to the van and he sat comfortably in the back seat. Clear. And before moving, Evans just turned towards the governor, because governor came in another vehicle, so he is going in that vehicle only. Okay, not along with Evans. So Evans asked governor that, okay, Governor, I want to know one thing, that your German is very good. Okay, I came to know now, because you just decode the things and all. You know the language very well, German. Do you know any other foreign language? Like that, Evans asked the governor. So governor answered, not very good. I don't know any other foreign language. Why did you ask Evans like the governor asked? So Evans says that, Governor, I just want to try an all-level Italian examination in next September. So please make arrangement for that, like he just says, okay. Because German language, you don't know any other foreign language, means that you have to make arrangements for all-level Italian examination in next September. I just want to try all-level Italian examination, like that he says, okay. So that time, governor just laughed and he says that next September, sometimes you won't be there in the jail. Simply he says so. Understood? Anyhow, Evans also says that yes, sometimes I won't be there in the jail, like he also agreed. And now the van starts moving and it starts, okay, it went out of the hotel and through the street, okay, it moved 1 or 2 kilometers. After that, the silent prison officer unlocked it. The handcuff was there, okay, in Evans, but the silent prison officer, what he did, he just unlocked the handcuff. And then where we have to move, that was the question he asked to Evans. So Evans replied to the driver that Newbury, means that the silent prison officer, van driver, everyone, they are Evans' friends only, okay. So they just released Evans and he says that Newbury. So according to the plan, in the question paper, the word last name is given that Newbury. Now it is exactly true. Now finally, because Evans knows that sometimes it happens and governor comes and just caught him like, okay, that's why only finally the word caps Newbury. Okay, now he is able to escape to Newbury. His well-planned, that late plan is really successful. Along with his friends, he escaped to Newbury and he escaped forever from the Oxford prison. Okay. Children, thus Evans move on to freedom, proving that the governor is a fool and good for a giggle. Okay, means that he proved that governor is a fool and a laughing element in front of others. Okay, and he escaped forever from the Oxford prison. And he proved himself that he is really clever Evans. Here ends our story. Evans tries an all-level, written by Colin Dexter. This is for the day. I hope you all have enjoyed the detective fiction written by Colin Dexter. I'll meet you soon with yet another interesting story. Goodbye.